I would see him one night at our party, then the next night he was there too, and he was always trying to engage a good conversation. He was the kind of Rotarian that asked those questions. So what do you know about this? What's the story behind this? How do I get better at this? And now, those are the instant kind of leaders that you really look for. And so the more I dug into who he was, and then Leanne, where's Leanne? Where is she? There she is. That'll be the daughter, Rick's daughter, who's a president-elect for Cranbrook coming up, so thank you for that. So let me tell you a little bit about Rick, if I could. Well, first, he and his daughter, Leanne and Chad, right? Chad? Brother? Yep. Are co-owners of something called New Dawn Developments. And if you spend any time in Canada, and I've been so blessed this year to do that, they're everywhere. Every town in that region has a project going on with these folks too. Started in 1978, they're building more than 75 homes a year. He's the founder of the Rick and Marge Jensen Family Foundation. Last year, they gave more than $200,000 to charities. So, is that a Rotarian? Absolutely. He's a recipient of the Queen Elizabeth Jubilee Award, the King Charles III Coronation Medal, and declared Freeman of the City of Cranbrook. 3-term mayor of Cranbrook. How about that? That takes some courage. It sure does. And I could go on and on. He'd probably pay me not to, but I'm going to say one or two more little things here because I want to save some time for him. He's the current president of the Cranbrook Club. There is no club right now that is punching as hard as they are for new members and making a difference in their community than his club. You'll hear this weekend some stories about this club and how they've really, really knocked it out. And he's one of those people, like I mentioned, that shares those stories. And encourage him to do that. He'll give you a pretty good show here in a few minutes, but make sure you grab him, make sure you talk to him, make sure you talk to a few other members of this club that are here too, and you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something this weekend. You're going to find out that you're part of a district in Rotary that's actually growing. We've added clubs this year, we've added membership this year. We're starting to catch on fire in this district because the world needs more Rotarians. Yes. And we're finding the right people in the right places to do that. And our district governor line is so strong. You'll meet them later on. Our district governor line, our history, our future is so bright that we're going to make a difference here. But I'm going to challenge all of you. You're going to spend a weekend of your time being Rotarized, and you're going to come out of here and say, what can I do to make a difference? If you take one thing away, one thing, share your story. Share your story that we're this close to eradicating polio. Share your story that Rotary was one of the founders of the United Nations. We have the only NGO seat on the United Nations for peacekeeping. Imagine how busy that is right now. Holy smokes, right? But that's where we want Rotarians. We want Rotarians feet on the ground, right? We have, polio again is so close to going away. And we're going to be on that winning team when we eradicate it. Where's my polio plus person? There she is. Anyway, if you haven't signed up for the auction, the people of auction, please do. It all helps Sheila. Thank you for your volunteering on that. That's wonderful. And we're going to take care of that. I now want to turn the microphone over to Rick Jensen. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being a Rotarian. Thank you for making a difference. And thanks for being pretty awesome human beings too. Have a great weekend and we'll talk again. And now, to the stage, former mayor, president of Cranbrook. There you go, Rick Jensen.
Yeah!
Okay. Oh, please remain seated too. I'll have the standing ovation. That was good. All yours.
Thank you, David. Welcome, everyone. Sandpoint. What a place.
Yeah.
Awesome. Already it doesn't work. My Rotary moment. That's what Dave was talking about, that it's a time to tell our story about our Rotary moments. But really, what does it mean? I am not in this world to live up to your expectations. And you are not in this world to live up to my expectations. But we all have them. We all have expectations. Rotary International, District 5080, our clubs, we all have expectations. And it never really hit me until last year. We had a gala, and this one gentleman bought some items on an auction, couldn't take it home. I told him I would deliver it the next morning. I took it down, and it was during tax season, so he was an accountant. I took it to his office Sunday morning. We got talking a bit. I didn't know him very well. And I said, gee, Jason, you should consider Rotary. You ever thought about joining Rotary? And he said, yeah, I've thought about it, but I can't commit to every Thursday lunch. Expectation. He didn't know, and we didn't tell him, he didn't know that it wasn't a requirement anymore to meet for every lunch. So I went over that with him, and I told him some other things about Rotary. And he got excited. And he came to Rotary, he's a member, and he's an active member now. So we have to be sure that the expectations of the past don't slow us down in the present. So when you think about expectations, and I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you're not in this world to live up to mine, what about? Gee, if we could meet in the middle, we could create magic. And that's what Rotary's all about. We take all the different people, all the different talents and experiences, ages, genders. Wow, we can create magic. Fireworks. We have fireworks during celebrations. July 4th, July 1st, New Year's. Anytime that there is a great celebration, the fireworks go off. We need to start thinking about seeing fireworks in our minds for the little stuff. So that when we go to the grocery store and we come away from the grocery store with everything that we wanted to buy, and as we're walking out, I did it! Yes! Boom! The small stuff. Celebrate the small things. And if you learn to celebrate those small things, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we don't have to wait until July 4th or July 1st or New Year's in order to have those celebrations. My Rotary moments. When I joined Rotary, I didn't really know what to expect, but over the years I learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about others, the other members, about the celebrations, about teamwork, about camaraderie, friendships, projects, personal development, goodwill, and the fun of it all. There are so many of those that are part of my Rotary moments. And you know, if you take my Rotary moments and you tie that together with the Rotary moments of all of our other clubs members, wow, we can create a power, an efficacy, a group efficacy, our ability to create, to make happen, or bring about change that can really have an impact for our communities, can have an impact for our district, can have an impact for our world. And that's what we're seeing. That's what 1.2 million Rotarians around the world are doing to make this planet a little bit better place to live. And that's what we're here today, to talk about our Rotary moments. But I'm sure you all have had great Rotary moments where you've been excited and it's been fun and you really felt good. And so those Rotary moments, when we look forward to the future, do we want those Rotary moments to be the same? Or do we want to create new ones? Duplicate or create new? I'm in favor of creating new so that we can have some expanded moments. And the dash. David said that he saw and heard about the dash first. But I don't believe him. I think I saw and heard about the dash first. So I'm on before him now, so I'm going to use it first. Oh no, we're supposed to come together. So David, you can go first next time on the dash. But the dash between two dates. If you take the last 2 years, May 1st, 2024 until today, that dash represents everything that you've accomplished, that you've done over the last 2 years. There's been some good things. There's been some challenges. There may have even been some disappointments. But it's all there. What about the next 2 years? What does that dash look like? Do we want that dash to be the same as it was? Or do we want to create some new events, some new excitements, some new challenges, some new wins? And what about the next 4 years? How do we do that? What do you want that dash to look like? Albert Einstein, one of his sayings, and he's got a lot of them, one of my favorite ones is that imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. It's everything. You mean if I imagine something, that it might happen? Albert seemed to think so. Reticular activating system. We all have, when we're born, we all have at the base of our brain a group of cells. And there's a job for that group of cells. That group of cells is right here. And all of the information that we gather, that we touch, that we hear, that we see, that we taste, that we feel, that all of the information around us comes in and goes through that group of cells, that reticular activating system. And its job is to throw out all the junk mail, to only let through to our brain what's significant or what's of danger. You're looking at me here. But if you take your peripheral vision, you can see the walls, you can see the people around you, you can see the lights up here, you can see the chairs in front of you. All that information is there. But when you're focused on something, it doesn't come through. That's the job of the reticular activating system, and that's one of the most important group of cells in creating those new experiences that you will come across. We move towards and we become like that which we think about. Our present thoughts determine our future. Lou Tice taught me that. That if we think positive, if we think of what we want to accomplish versus thinking about what's happened in the past. And so often we do that. So often we think about what we did or didn't do rather than what we want to do. Lou taught me that we have a thought process, conscious, subconscious, and creative subconscious, and there's a job for each of those. And our subconscious stores our habits and our attitudes, and it stores the truth. And to me, it stores it in a big filing cabinet in my mind. And I was working with some young people, and one of them, young lad, says, "What's a filing cabinet?" I said, "Okay, fair point. So it started a cloud to them. But to me, it's in the filing cabinet. So all my habits and my beliefs are in there. And when my creative subconscious, when I want to do something, my creative subconscious goes to that filing cabinet, pulls the drawer open, opens the file. How good is that? Not very good. And sure enough, to maintain sanity, it will perform how I believe my talent is. It also creates drive and energy to resolve conflicts. We'll get into that in a minute. People's beliefs about their abilities have a profound effect on those abilities. If I believe I can do something, and I'm good at it, sure enough, my creative subconscious opens the filing cabinet. Hey, he's pretty good at that. And performance is accordingly. Also on the other side, he's not so good at that. Makes the pictures match. Dr. Bandura, he was the head of the psychology department in Stanford University for 25 years, and his focus was on efficacy, our ability to create, to make happen, or bring about change. And he suggested that all of us are born with the same efficacy, the same ability to create, to make happen, or bring about change. And if that's true, then how come you can do something better than me? And the reason for that is our self-efficacy, our belief in our ability to create, to make happen, or bring about change. So, sir, if you can do something better than I can, it's because your belief in your talent in that particular avenue is higher than mine. So if I want to be as good as him, I elevate my belief, elevate my self-efficacy. And we have the same with our groups, our Rotary clubs. Our groups believe in our ability. And that's the power of the Rotary Club, is that we've got all these people around us with different experiences, different talents. And tie all that together, what a power. Much more so than any one individual. Our self-efficacy and our group efficacy impacts our performance either positively or negatively. The truth. We all operate on the truth as we believe it to be. But we also have scotomas, blind spots, that we can be looking right at something and we can't see it. Do you believe that? Have a look at that sentence. Count the number of letter F's in that sentence. Count the number of letter F's. Show of hand, who gets 3 F's? Yeah, for sure. You're wrong. You've got a scotoma. You've got a blind spot. There's 6 F's on that card. How come you can't see it? You're looking right at it. Instead of counting the letter F, count the number of words of. Now how many F's do you have? Isn't that amazing? Everybody's the same. They see 3 F's. We're taught to read, to sound out our words. So when I ask you to look for the letter F, you're looking for a letter that sounds like F, not like B, and we shut it out. So when I learned this back 35 years ago, I went back to my place of work and my employees. I thought, boy, how often are they not seeing my 6 F's? And it turns out quite often. So I changed how I was instructing, I changed how I was teaching, and much more positive results. The truth as we believe it to be may not necessarily be the whole truth. And that's where when we're in a group of Rotarians, and somebody says, suggests anything, and I don't understand it, I don't have a hesitation now saying, gee, I don't understand. Tell me more. Rather than let them think that I understand it. So that particular activating system, create a significance. Oh, wow, look who joined us. Wow. How come nobody turned it around? I was trying to create another significance there. But we create a new significance, and our reticular activating system opens up to the information that pertains to that significance. And we change focus. Self-talk. It's estimated that we have 70,000 thoughts a day. 70,000. We're continually talking to ourselves. And so often. Oh, show of hands, who's got best friend? Everybody. So think about that best friend. Have you ever torn them down, criticized them, chastised them, beat them up? Ooh. Why do we do it to ourselves? And don't tell me that you don't. That's part of our self-talk. Gee, why did I do that? Oh, I can never do that very good. Oh, on and on and on. And that creates our habits, creates our beliefs, creates our attitudes. So the self-talk reinforces our self-image, my picture of who I am. That controls my real performance. And that stimulates either positive or negative self-talk. So if I have negative self-talk about myself, about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, it just creates a downward spiral, reinforces it in my mind, builds a stronger picture in that filing cabinet, so my creative subconscious goes, pulls the filing cabinet, he's not very good at that, and away and away and away and away we go, time and time again. But if it's positive thoughts, we can start to create some upward spirals. So the positive self-talk reinforces a positive self-image, which controls real performance, which stimulates positive self-talk, and we create this upward spiral. So, homework over the next 24 hours, through the rest of this conference. Only positive self-talk. And if you focus in on only positive self-talk, you will realize how often we talk negatively about ourselves. Parts of those 70,000 thoughts. And it is impactful because we move towards and we become like that which we think about. Our present thoughts determine our future. Train our thoughts to be positive. But what if I make a mistake? The first time, it's experience. Second time, it's a mistake. So, what if I make a mistake? Simply say, next time I will do it this way. Rather than reinforce what you did wrong. We all make mistakes. We all have experiences. May 1st, 2026 to whenever. What do you want that dash to look like? What about fear of failure or fear of the unknown? Create the significance. When we step into the darkness of the unknown, we must trust that one of two things will happen. We'll either step on something solid, or we'll learn how to fly. Because I'm not going to let I don't know stop me. Because I'm going to trust that once I make it significant, my reticular activating system is going to go open up, and all the information pertaining to that significance is going to start coming through, and it's going to show me the how. And it really, really works. When I first learned this, I thought, it can't be this simple. So I started with little things. Wow. And they got bigger and bigger. And I've been using it for the last 35 years. And if I would have learned this and started at your age, it started when I was even, say, 23 instead of 43, and I had another 20 years to apply this positive mindset, I can only imagine what I would be doing now. And I'm really happy with where I'm at. But it really, really works. Promises. And I have a handout. If anyone's interested, we'll have it at the back of the door. And promises, John Wooden, he was the basketball coach for the UCLA Bruins from 1948 to 1975. And during that period, in a 12-year period, he won 10 national championships. And John's focus was we make promises to others. You know, and once we make a promise, we really try the best we can to fulfill that promise. We need to start thinking about making a promise to ourselves. And with that same commitment, that same focus, fulfilling those promises. And this is what John's 9 promises were. He read these every night before he went to bed, and he read them first thing in the morning. And it created his foundation for happiness and success. And I'd like to share those 9 promises with you. 9 promises for life well lived. The promises you make to yourself. I promise to talk health, happiness, and prosperity as often as possible. Do you keep saying that to yourself? You lean towards that we think about? I promise to make all my friends know there is something in them that is special and that I value. I promise to think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best for myself and others. Positive, reinforcing. I promise to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as I am about my own. I promise to be so strong that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. I promise to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to greater achievements in the future. I promise to wear a cheerful appearance at all times and give every person I meet a smile. Again, we lean towards that we think about. Imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attractions. I promise to give so much time to improving myself that I have no time to criticize others. And I promise to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit trouble to press on me. 9 promises. He would say them in the morning, he would say it at night. Those thoughts became so solid, and it was, if I had a pole on my shoulders, and there was a pail of water on each end, and the pails were full, it would be a balanced pole. If one pail was full and one was empty, and it would be like this. And say, this is my negative self-talk over here. And every time you read something, or every time you have a positive thought, a weight goes in that positive bucket. And clink, 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 clink. And you start to lean in that direction. And it becomes part of you, and your creative subconscious goes to make those pictures match, to solve the conflict. The promises you make to yourself. So, do you think you can do this?
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody stand up. Now, on the count of 3, I want us to go, I'll go 1, 2, 3, and I want to go, yeah, I can. Okay? 1, 2, 3. I can! All right, of course you can. But will you? So, we did can, and you've kind of felt that energy run through. Think about the last time you had a successful occurrence and how you felt the energy and, whoa, that was good. And I'm just thinking about it and I can feel the energy. So instead of I can, let's say I will. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I will! Woo. Yeah. And that's even more fireworks. But our creative subconscious is pretty damn sneaky. Of course you will. When will you? So what may even be stronger than that? What about I am? 1, 2, 3. I am! I am! I am! And you can feel it. You can feel the energy, can't you? Yeah. And that's the positive side. Our self-talk. Have a seat. Imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attractions. Our reticular activating system, that group of cells at the base of our brain, only lets through the information that pertains to the significance or the danger. Change the focus. Our self-talk, positive self-talk, our subconscious and creative subconscious. Don't allow expectations to put a limit on your actions. You can achieve remarkable things regardless of your age, and regardless of what others think. So head out there, fight, and show the world how amazing you really are. Our Rotary moments, we can create magic, can be powerful if we so choose. Our Rotary moments. Enjoy the conference!
Yes, it is.